guys are live.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Wednesday, December the 16th for our fifth official Dark Side live sale. I'm your host, Ruben, insert funny nickname here, Alvarez, with my man, Paul. I said his name first. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
If this is your first time joining us, please direct your attention to the link below. Click on it and give us some of your personal information. If you plan on participating in the live sale, we can get your stuff out to you. It's going to be a flat rate of $9.99 for shipping. However, if you live close to us, you can stop by the shop, pick up your stuff for free. And we'll be doing all of our invoices on Saturday. So have your payments ready, please.
Also, if you do plan on needing shipping and you're getting gifts, this would be the prime time to get them shipped, because we will not be able to get them out if you order. If you get them next Wednesday, you will not get them by Christmas.
So if you order them on the 23rd, you won't get them on the 24th.
Correct.
Yeah, you know how mail works this time of year, so we can
We
get
can't
ahead
even
of that.
really guarantee that they're going to get them next
Mhm.
week. So,
So if you can, try to stop by. We have wonderful sales going on in here, and you guys can be a part of our whole D20 sale for the holidays. And that's all the way through the month of December. It doesn't end after Christmas. Without further ado, we're going to jump into our new books. There's a lot of cool stuff that came out this week that I'm super excited about. So we'll get a moseying on that.
Yes, indeed. Off the bat, right over here, we've got the final issue of the recent Amethyst miniseries, issue 6 of 6. If you've been keeping up with that, if you're a fan of the gem world, it's fun stuff. Next door, we've got American Ronin, issue 4, which I think is also the last issue of that series. Again, if you're keeping up with the AWA books, they're all fantastic. What's next?
Right next to that, we have Barbalian. Yes, Barbalian #2, Red Planet. This one's straight out of the mind of Jeff Lemire and Black Hammer. Got a little bit of an origin story in this guy right here. It's actually I thumbed through it. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
Some of the antics he gets into.
Yeah, and again, if we haven't mentioned him before, Barbalian is Black Hammer's version of Martian Manhunter, basically, with a little bit of John Carter mixed in, as far as like the barbarian aspect goes.
Yeah, it's a pretty perfect
It's awesome.
description. And right next to that, we do have a variant copy of Barbalian. 2 variants.
Switched
Switched around. Yeah. So we got the variant and then
variant regular.
original cover. Next to that, we do have Batman 105. Next in line, you get to figure out what's going on. It's the showdown between Batman and Ghostmaker.
It is the last Batman until March.
Mm-hmm. And I do believe it's the I don't want to say it because I think I'm wrong about that. Anyway, yes, last Batman until March.
It's the end of the current story arc.
Mhm.
They're taking the 2-month hiatus for the Future State series. We'll see if those are any good or not.
I'm pretty stoked about it. Big things happening there. If you guys don't know already, I won't kind of jump the gun and tell you, but maybe new Batmans. Check it out.
I saw that.
It's very exciting. We're getting
Mhm.
probably a new Batman.
Yeah, at least one.
At least one, yeah. So get stoked for that in the early stages of 2021. Next to that, we have another Batman 105 variant.
Mhm. Beautiful variants.
Yep, doing that
That's
too.
why we have this. You can
I know. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't flip flop like it was last time.
we lift this up here
So I
so
know.
that we're not crouching and looking like fools.
Brilliant.
So after Batman, we've got Batman's Grave.
Number 12.
It is the final issue of the Warren Ellis series. The only time I think he's ever written Batman. It's coming to an end. The fantastic writer yet questionable human being, Warren Ellis.
Yes, Miss Bobby. It is pretty epic. You might want to check it out too, especially since that Future State stuff is coming out. Batman's Grave doesn't have too much to do with that, but
No.
the before mentioned Batman, it's going to be pretty rad. Right next door, we have
That was the variant.
the variant.
We've got Black Cat #1. part of the King in Black storyline. Really good. I think this is my favorite of the King in Blacks so far.
So far,
Yeah.
dude, I'm gonna have to agree with you with that one too.
So far, we'll get to my actual favorite.
I thought this one was awesome. Felicia Hardy doing what she does best, gathering up a team to go pull a heist, and who interrupts but one of Noel's dragons, and then it gets wild from there. And it was really cool to see Felicia Hardy kind of fangirl over Captain America, and when she first bumped into him. So I really appreciated that issue, and we have the beautiful variants right next to it, the nullified variant, and I don't remember who did that artwork, but
Do we have the nullified?
I think that one's the nullified one right
Okay.
there. Yeah, it's not over the top nully like everything else has been as far as nullified variants go. So it was nice. It was nice.
Then after
Yeah, nullified is that one. Yeah.
next to that, we've got Blade Runner, another Blade Runner.
2029. I believe her name is Ash.
I think this is 2077.
No,
Hmm.
No,
that's Cyberpunk.
oh, getting my cyberpunk dystopias confused.
It mixed me up this afternoon too.
God, I wish we could have a Blade Runner video game.
A Blade Runner cyberpunk crossover
No,
that works.
Just
No,
pure Blade Runner.
Cyberpunk has hurt me too much.
Why? Because it's super glitchy. Yeah.
That's a different show.
Yeah. True.
Tune in later.
Tune in later for our complaints about Cyberpunk. Right next door to that is our variant. It seems as if the price got knocked off. $7 for that variant. Was that a store incentive? I think that was.
I don't know. Didn't know there was a $7 Blade Runner variant.
That 2029.
Well, it's $3.99. We'll just say $3.99.
Okay.
That's what it says on the cover there. So.
Okay.
I don't know why I slapped a
where the
7.
came
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was a couple sticky notes that got stuck together. I apologize for that. But right next to that, we have Bomb Queen, number 4.
4 of 4, last of this series.
They've had some pretty awesome issues, politically driven covers for sure. I haven't been able to read it, but I have been enjoying.
I'm not overly familiar with the Bomb Queen saga. They are definitely mature, satirical comics.
Well, this one has Pokemon on the front.
That's not a Pokemon.
It's Pokemon.
I did notice the variant did have a
Get shut down.
Pokemon-looking
We're not
creature.
gonna get shut down. It's art. It's the trump card.
And isn't she holding a Pokeball as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Pokemon variant.
I think it's a cool variant.
Yeah.
I haven't read into it too much. So one thing I am excited about, though, this week's Captain America 27. The cover kind of pretty much gives it all away. There's a big Red Hulk debacle.
Covered by
Huh?
Alex Ross.
Oh, Alex Ross, the legend. He's recently done all the timeless variants, and they are absolutely gorgeous. Just the realism and amount of detail he puts into all of them. Check that out.
Yes.
That price tag.
is the best.
Yes.
He is.
But
champ.
yeah, that's a good issue.
Yes, it was so good.
Yeah.
It was hard to pick a favorite this week.
That one's my favorite from the week.
For this week. So
Yes.
we are going to switch these guys out. We would like to draw your attention to.
No.
Oh yeah, we got more.
We have more? Or we're just doing that? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought we were. All right.
That's
We're gonna do all new issues, and then
Okay.
afterwards we're gonna hit a whole bunch of back issues, especially those Christmas ones.
knock them down.
Are the Christmas back issues this week, or are we saving this for next week?
We have a handful of Christmas back issues. Yes, I'm
Alright.
looking at them right now, and they're very good.
All right.
Hey Rose, did I grab this guy right here? This one.
Yes.
Oh, cool. I lost track. That was in a world of hurt.
Just the last two.
Last two down yonder. All right, all right. Yoink. And
Wait for the lag to catch up so I can see what it says.
what we got going on after the good captain, right? Because that was the last of it. It's
Catwoman.
Catwoman 28. So after Selena Kyle took down the mob, pretty much runs Alley Town now. That wasn't enough for her. she needed to start up her own crew, and now she's trying to take over. So this issue 28, is introducing the Strays, the ragtag team she kind of put together.
Sounds
It's the
good.
first appearance.
Yeah, of the Strays, and that should be more than enough reason to pick up this week's issue and quite possibly the variant.
Yeah, I'm very behind. Although Joe Jones isn't writing it anymore. No, I'm disappointed. I'm not going to read it now.
Oh, come on.
Who's writing it now? It's not Tinian, is it? Or
No,
am I
he's-
thinking he's writing something else?
What do we got next?
Commanders in Crisis.
Oh, Commanders in Crisis.
yeah.
Number 3. I have not read issue 2. I read the first one. It seems fun. A lot of it's like a post-crisis universe where the lone survivors of various different crises are now existing on one planet, one timeline,
Okay.
and
They're all coexisting.
it feels very manga influenced. It's fun. So far, it's been lighthearted and fun.
Yeah. And is
We'll
that
see.
out of Image?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So are they Image characters in that, or is
No.
it it's
No.
all new characters? And
Yep. Original content.
And so is it kind of a take on all the DC crises that and kind of like this is really what they should have done, sort of thing.
I don't know if it's what they should have done, but it's kind of like if Superman survived each scenario, and then all of those surviving Supermans ended up in the same universe timeline.
Mhm.
But it's, of course, not Superman.
Can't do that.
That'd be copyrighted.
Way against the law. Next up, we got Cyberpunk 2077.
Are you sure it's 2077?
I'm almost positive. That's what I got written down.
So everybody's talking about this Cyberpunk 2070. I have no idea what it is.
It's the one you might have heard a lot about is the video game.
Oh, is it a video game?
Yes, sir. It just released recently, way before its actual proposed release date, and some people are crediting that to why it's so stinking glitchy and awful, because people just asked for it for so long, and they're like, oh yeah, let's give it to you ahead of schedule, and now it's kind of goofy. Roseway,
This is incorrect
That's
information.
that's the opposite.
what had happened was,
It's been pushed back and pushed back.
oh,
Yeah.
I knew I was right somewhere in there. But yeah, take the opposite of what I said, flip it. That's what happened to Cyberpunk.
So it's based on the old pencil and paper RPG Cyberpunk, which they just released, re-released a new version, Cyberpunk Red, which people cannot get a hold of because it's super, super, super popular. And so that's all what the video game is based on. And a lot of the criticism is the fact that this was touted as this neo-futuristic RPG, and there's no role-playing element in the video game. It's just a shooter.
I heard certain aspects were pretty customizable.
Yep.
All right, we're not talking about that.
Yeah, we won't go
On
there.
this show.
But yeah, Cyberpunk 2077.
Issue 4. It is the last in the story arc. A lot of stories coming to an end.
It's the end of an era.
Yes.
The end
Yes, it
of
is.
2020.
2020. Good riddance. Start off 2021 pretty strong, although we'll probably all still be locked down.
Something that isn't over and may never end is Dark Knight's Death Metal.
So true. What do we got?
Number 6.
Number 6.
It was originally supposed to be 6 issues, and now it's 7 issues, and that is not counting the weekly tie-ins. It's kind of exhausting.
The multitude of weekly tie-ins. I do like some of the tie-ins because they do. Oh, geez, they do. Thanks, Johnny. I appreciate it, man. I'm trying to kind of keep my poop in a group. They do have flashback stories in some of the tie-ins, which I think is pretty awesome.
That is fun, but come on, man.
And it's it's getting a little repetitive. The heroes are now teaming up with the villains to take out the Darkest Night, and artwork's still good.
Check out this Swamp Thing cover.
Gorgeous.
So awesome. I might buy it just for that.
All the variants are pretty nice. Can you see this one? I like that Mr. Miracle.
Yes,
For
the
sure.
Miracle one is beautiful as well.
It was.
All of the covers have been awesome throughout the entire series. This is
the multiple. Yeah, it's really been a go
What's
broke
is
week.
that another variant over there on the bottom left?
That is a dinosaur. I'm not familiar with a dinosaur character.
Devil dinosaur.
Wrong
Wrong
franchise.
universe.
wrong.
Is it a dinosaur character? Checkmate.
You make a strong argument. But next to that,
All right, you guys, stop reading your own show. Like you're in the show.
I can't-
Yeah,
You
you're
can't
right.
It's
watch your own
Deadpool.
show.
I'm
Deadpool
trying
number
to-
9.
We need a bigger screen back here because I can't see it on
Yeah.
this little thing.
All right.
It does get kind of tough, but we'll keep doing it. We'll keep rolling like we was.
All right.
Deadpool number 9. Come check it out. Cool cameo, and kind of like Deadpool's entire world is getting flipped on his head because of who else but Elsa Bloodstone, the foul-mouthed Scottish vampire slayer. Elsa Bloodstone. Yeah, check it out. I can't give too much away, but she's really causing problems. And I know they look all buddy-buddy on the cover, but read into it.
She should get her own TV show.
I like
It'd
her a
be
lot.
awesome.
It would be pretty hilarious too. She's got a lot of personality.
It'd be better than Hellstrom.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Set the bar a little lower.
Yeah.
All right. After that, we've got the Dynamite.
There's decorum.
Decorum.
Oh, Decorum.
Decorum.
I see. I can't even see it over here.
You have it
Decorum.
written down? You have it written down, don't you?
No, that was one of the ones that didn't. I'll get it together a little better. Yes, we got Decorum for $4. What can I say about Decorum that the cover doesn't already say for itself? I haven't read it. I don't know too much about Decorum.
No, I read the first issue and it was awfully dense, and I'm a simple man.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's Hickman, Jonathan Hickman.
Mhm.
So, like, there's just pages of prose in there, which is fine. When it's finished, I will certainly read it because Jonathan Hickman is fantastic.
Mhm.
But I haven't yet to read it. And after that, we've got Dynamite.
Dynamite and a couple variants. Everyone you love is in, or everyone you love from like the Red Sonja Vampirella is in it. Vampirella lands on Mars and things go crazy from there. Back on Earth, we're talking zombies, we're talking gorillas, we're talking gorilla zombies. So check it out.
Yeah, it's basically Dynamite's version of Deceased or the Marvel zombies.
Mhm. And they got some pretty brutal looking zombie covers.
They always have great covers. The covers are worth the price of the comic.
Next to that, we have Fantastic Four in the nullified variant, which I think is super duper cool.
Yes.
It's got Thing all bugged out.
The nullified thing is awesome.
Mhm.
It is.
And Fantastic Four 27 is a pretty good story, despite the fact it's like, oh, the dimension's ending, we need to be saved, and that old tale. But it's still a really good story with excellent artwork.
The Captain America nullified variant was awesome too, but we sold out of that. We had like 5 or 6 of those, and that's something that doesn't really happen with variants that often.
It's just these null variants are going really quick. They're super duper hot, and we do have a handful. Like you said, we don't got that cap one, but
My favorite thing about the Fantastic Four cover, like the standard one, is that when we posted, because we post the
Mhm.
covers on our Facebook page Tuesdays, so everybody can see what's coming out. Somebody commented, "What in the holly jolly heck is going on here?" And I was like, "Amazing,
Yes.
amazing."
That was actually a buddy of mine, Adam Thomas. Shout out to you, Adam. If he's watching, he's probably not.
It doesn't tell us here how many viewers we got. Out of curiosity, Miss Rose, who are we looking at?
So many.
Yes, thank you.
It's more
Like
than
in
a
the tens
single.
of dozens.
Tens of dozens.
You guys want to talk about this now or talk about this
Oh,
later?
absolutely. I'd love to.
All right. So whoever is the first person to spend, what do we say? $50
Yes.
on comics will get a free Dark Side t-shirt. They just need to let us know what size they take.
And color.
And color.
Well,
What are we doing?
size is more important because like I can't guarantee if
Size,
the color-
comma,
Right,
color.
Right. Comma.
So if you guys spend 50 bones or more,
$50, you get a free Dark Side t-shirt.
Now, is that tonight or cumulatively?
That is tonight only. I don't know what cumulative means. So it's tonight right now.
Tonight.
tonight,
Okay.
if you spend
So-
more than $50 tonight, you
So
get a
if you-
sweet
First
t-shirt.
person to spend.
First of you.
Yes.
It's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Tricks are fun.
And you look like you're a part of the team now. And I know that's exactly what everyone at home wants that watches us, since we've become a household name, Paul and me.
Yes. TGIF.
All right, so back to the comic books. Up top right here, we have Firefly.
Shiny.
Number 24.
Disheartening news is that Disney is looking to reboot it straight up PG, family friendly, instead
No.
of slightly edgy.
I didn't even know that Disney owned that.
Fox.
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I guess that's
Yeah.
So
No
that-
news on if questionable human being Joss Whedon is involved or not.
He's questionable now. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
How about
He has been for a little while.
Yeah.
did you hear anything about the cast?
Nothing other than there's theory.
Dylan Sprouse is Mal.
Fingers
I don't know.
crossed.
I don't
I'm
know
totally
if it's.
kidding.
Well, I don't know if it's like a reboot or if it's just like a reboot.
That would just do season 2.
Yeah.
Season 2.
Mhm.
Go.
Yeah.
Give us a season 2.
They're too old now.
That's fine.
It can be in the future.
Yeah, they can write
somewhere
that
from
in.
before.
Like, this is why we look so decrepit. Like,
I-
boom,
Alan
easy.
Tudyk still looks fantastic, so they can just de-age him slightly for
Yeah,
flashbacks.
They do the CG stuff, and it's like what we're doing to Paul right now.
Yeah.
Paul looks 10 years younger because of all the CG stuff.
Yeah.
Plus, that lifestyle really takes the life out of you. I mean, you ever seen astronauts come back? Their legs are like all atrophied. They only spent a week on the moon, and they're total losers now. Well, I don't mean that. Ooh, I mean, they need to recover.
All right,
They need
moving
recovery
on.
time.
Green
Moving on.
Lantern.
We got a Green Lantern. Yes, Green Lantern. Was it season 2?
Season 2, yeah.
Episode 10 or issue 10?
Grant Morrison, one of the greatest comic writers of the last 30 years. And that's all.
Mhm.
I have nothing to follow that
Pretty
up
much
with.
all you need to say,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, for somebody who doesn't know, what's his most famous work?
Well, he rebooted the Doom Patrol in the early 90s. The Doom Patrol that you see on TV is mostly him. He relaunched the Justice League in the late 90s, which I think I mentioned last week was the Justice League that got me back into comics in my late teens.
He did the Animal Man run.
He did the
It was
Animal
like-
Man run in the early
like
90s.
breaking the fourth wall kind of stuff.
Yep. Multiversity, which was a semi-popular underground DC-ish book. If you've read it, you love it. That sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
See, I love these things because I learned so much more. You guys have no idea how much you guys teach me. And then I bring it to work and I look like a super stud there. You guys are great for me. I really appreciate it.
Unless they're watching it, then they know.
I have a strong feeling. Well, hopefully they're watching. I really hope they're watching.
All right, Immortal Hulk.
Immortal Hulk.
Ooh, which Immortal Hulk?
Is this 41? Immortal
Yes.
Hulk 41. This is a pretty awesome
Are
read.
there multiples this week?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god.
2
Yes.
Immortal Hulks this week. Both of them were kind of bangers. Like, I really enjoyed them. This one tugged at the heartstrings a little bit. It's the rematch between Thing and Hulk. There's a good callback to like early 2018 when Hulk beat the snot out of Thing on his honeymoon.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny.
That's
and then, yeah, it's just tough to watch that fight because if you guys have been following Immortal Hulk, he's not the Hulk you quite remember, you know? And it was a tough fight to watch, but a good slobber knocker. Not a slobber knocker, more of a
That
whooping.
first fight they had, not the first fight, but in the Immortal Hulk run, the first fight they had was the first time that he knocked a chunk of the Thing off and you saw like the muscle underneath.
Mhm, that was freaky.
And everyone's like, oh my God, there's something underneath the rock.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awesome.
That was pretty. It was pretty freaky looking. I liked it though. And then
The King in Black Immortal Hulk.
Down there.
I'm not even, it's awesome. It's if you're not keeping up with Immortal Hulk, there's a little synopsis at the front, but the rest of the book is wordless, and it's just gorgeous and hilarious and touching and awesome.
so true.
So this is your favorite King.
This is my favorite King in Black so far, and I might be biased because it's Immortal Hulk, but it's so good.
Yeah, really makes you feel again. And it's kind of a Christmas story too.
It is a Christmas
It's
story.
kind of a Christmas story, so it's fun for the holidays. Pretty to
We
date.
should move it over with the Christmas books later.
Mm-hmm, for sure. We got some good Christmas back issues coming up for you too in a little while. Next to Immortal Hulk was. Wait, are we on Iron Man? Oh, sweet. Iron Man number 4. He's duking it out with Korvac. We'll see how that one goes. We got 3.
Decorum still down there?
Yes.
What did you say?
Thanks,
Alright.
producers.
So yeah, Iron Man number 4 have cool variants. Also have a pretty nifty Lego variant that I liked a lot. Had the Hulkbuster armor taken off. I dug that. So next to that is Justice League.
Endless Winter.
Endless Winter, yep. Justice League 58.
Continuing the Endless Winter story. It's still good. It's fun. I mean, I can't give you any more synopsis than I gave you last week.
For real.
Very
Justice League is still split up all over the earth and stuff,
Yeah,
and
it's pretty.
Black Adam's making decisions for the team. Not everyone might find too fond, So, good little jam there. And then all the Endless Winters had just a little bit something to do with Black Adam at one point.
Yeah. Well, he's like in the flashback that starts off every.
Mhm.
I think they're really building up Black Adam for
Mhm.
the movie.
I wasn't aware of a movie. I really wasn't.
What?
No, I really wasn't. I'm so.
Like Dwayne Johnson still Dwayne
Yeah.
Johnson?
Oh, okay. No, I did know of the movie, and I did
Yes.
see the perspective.
You know, I
cast.
just saw
Yep.
like a gym, like him working out in the gym wearing a Black Adam T-shirt.
Nice.
He's very excited for it.
He pushed for that too.
Yeah.
There was no audition there. Like
Yeah.
he has pushed the
Yeah,
studio.
he was like
to
all
star
over
in that.
Twitter, like on Black Adam, like calling it.
Yeah.
Dibs on Black Adam.
I think he would have been just as acceptable as a Lobo, but
Yeah.
I think he'll work really well as Black Adam.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, I did know about that. I just completely forgot to mention The Rock's name. I was
So
like,
yeah, sure, we believe you.
Oh, come on now.
Next up, we've got Kick-Ass Hit Girl.
Number
Kick-Ass
2.
girl.
Yes,
Number 2. Second one in the run.
yes.
Pretty sure I got. What's up next? Kill Red Sonja?
No, it's the Mortal Hulk. but-
Yeah, we already.
We already covered Mortal Hulk King in Black. Super awesome.
And then Lock and
Then
Key.
the
Lock and Key number 3. This
Yes.
one is not tied in with the same.
it is not
Okay.
tied in with Sandman Universe. This is their own standalone, I think, 3-issue story. Yeah, I haven't read it because I read all my Lock and Key in trade format.
Understood. Do you happen to know whether or not number 3 is still written? What's his name? Hall?
Joe Hill.
Joe
Joe
Hill.
Hill.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. Hill. Joe Hill. Sorry. You know how I do.
That's
yeah.
Stephen King's son.
Yeah.
You know that?
No, I had no idea about that.
He's
No.
learning so much.
See, I'm telling you,
If
that's
you,
probably something the gang knows at
if you
work already.
saw them
but I'll
side
hit 'em
by
with it.
side.
Yeah.
Then you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted
especially
to write
now.
under his own name so he wouldn't,
I think it's his
coattails and
mom's
stuff like that.
Like
Maiden name.
maiden name or something. Here's a funny story though. Like before Lock and Key came out, Joe Hill and Stephen King came into the shop. And I was chatting with Stephen King about how the EC comics would just really messed you up. And Joe Hill was looking around, and then he came up and and I didn't know who he was. Nobody knew who Joe Hill was. And he came up and he was like, "Are you guys going to get that Lock and Key comic?" And I was like, "I guess so." You know?
And
That's
they
pretty
haven't
great.
been back since.
That's right. They haven't been back since. But
I've only read his novels. I haven't read much in the comics, but he's a pretty good author. And I mean, shade on his dad. He knows how to write an ending.
Oh,
now they're never going to
shots
come back.
fired.
Oh
Yep.
my god.
Because they're watching.
They are watching and they are
Them
upset
and the
now.
astronauts won't be.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't mean to make fun of America's heroes here. We got the variant of Lock and Key
Yes.
too. It's pretty cool, black and white
It's the 1 in 10 variant. It is stunningly gorgeous.
for the low price of $8.
It's the regular.
That's the regular. Oh, no.
That's another. Oh my god. There it is.
I'm gonna blame Lock and Key because it's haunted.
Mhm. That's cool that Stephen King and Mr. Hill came in. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna keep it moving. Miss Marvel 17, Kamala Khan. She's getting a lot of press lately. She's got her own show coming up, The Magnificent Miss Marvel.
And she's gonna be in Captain Marvel 2.
Captain Marvel 2, something to
I think she's gonna be in the movie first, then the show.
So I've heard that Brie Larson is not on board with Captain Marvel anymore. Like she's no longer Captain Marvel? Did you hear any about
Wow.
those rumors? I don't.
Never.
I hadn't heard anything about it.
I
No.
find that hard to believe.
Me too. I find it incredibly hard.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, I think that's mean people fan.
Hating on Miss
Yeah.
Larson.
She got a lot of hate.
Yeah, because
She
last
really
I
did.
heard was that in her last round of negotiations, like she's pushed herself into the company and she wants to be top billed and
Mhm.
like she wants if she's in a movie, she's in the movie.
Bigger
So,
than
like
her
she
role.
wants to be Captain Marvel.
Well, the Miss Marvel is going to be her own show on Disney
Mhm.
Plus,
Yeah.
though, right? So
Yes.
that'll be fun.
And there's going to be, I mean, like big tie-ins to the movies and MCU and stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm super excited about that. Plus, all the villain, handful of villains that are going to be in the Miss Marvel show will eventually end up.
So much. In Miss Marvel, there Monica Rambeau is also showing up,
Mhm.
who's also going to be in the Scarlet Witch Vision TV show. And she was already in the first Captain Marvel movie as a little girl,
Mhm.
but she'll be all grown up now.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
super stoked to see what they're leading up to.
Yeah.
Because
I really hope she gets her photon powers.
I was going to say, isn't she like, she is Photon, isn't she?
Well, she was Captain Marvel before Captain Marvel was Captain Marvel.
She was Captain Marvel when Miss Marvel was.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel.
See, I
She
don't.
was still a Miss.
She's still in this.
See, I only know her from Next Wave,
Yeah.
which Agents of Hate is such a good book,
Oh my god.
and you can't find it.
That is one of my favorite stories ever. Like they had Monica Rambeau and they had Machine Man and they had like it was just so good. It was Warren Ellis wrote it, so maybe that's
course
why
it's
you
good.
can't find it.
But it was the first like kind of like edgy like superheroes against superheroes. Like it was way before The Boys and all that stuff, and it was just showing kind of like a grittier side, but still like the art was really light and fun.
And
It was
yeah,
really
the
funny,
dialogue was hilarious.
so
Yeah.
good. Hmm.
Anyway,
Agents of Hate.
Mega Man. Fully
Next up is
recharged.
Mega Man.
Fully recharged. Number 5. If you're a fan of Mega Man, definitely. Is that the last one in the run too?
I believe so.
Yeah, number 5. I do believe is the last one in the run. If you're a fan of Mega Man and want to see its thrilling conclusion, please pick this one up. And right next to that is New Mutants.
New Mutants, new writer,
New Rider. I'm
new
sorry.
writer.
New Mutants number 14. The New Mutants, are out on the edge of Krakoa and having themselves a little wild hunt, really flexing their New Mutant abilities and causing all these problems. And it stirs up this character that happens to have a taste for mutant flesh.
I hear mutant flesh is
The
delicious.
cover really reminds me of some of the Sienkiewicz covers.
Yeah, I like that cover a lot. I like the detail to some of the licking they took. Like Magic's got a pretty solid black eye, bleeding out the mouth. Warpath ain't looking too happy. Like that one a lot. All right. So after New Mutants, Nightwing,
Nightwing,
77. Also kind of a
regular cover and the variant.
Christmas story, just in time. While everyone's off with their family, enjoying a nice, quiet holiday, Dick Grayson is still out cruising the streets and fighting crime because he's, at this point, pushed everyone he loves away from him.
And is he back as Nightwing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And is he Dick Grayson again instead of Rick Grayson?
He's total.
Okay.
He's Dick.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I completely understand. It was a good read. Kind of made you feel bad for the guy. Only a little bit, slightly. You kind of realize how lonely he is. So, romping good read. If you want another good holiday story, holiday-ish.
Seasonal.
Good seasonal one. Next up,
Post Americana, #1 from Image. So good.
excellent. From the artwork to the storyline, it's just it's like a post-apocalyptic world where they're getting stuff back together, but it's all controlled by one like government
Right.
strong arm. You know what I'm saying?
There's all the rich people living in a bunker in a mountain, being ruled by sort of a demagogue, and they're about to launch an attack on the people of the wastelands, the mutants and the cannibals, and all of the people surviving on their own. And then some of the rebellious people from inside of the mountain throw a wrench into that, and then we meet our main character out in the postland or the wasteland, and it's just really good.
Mm-hmm.
It is not for the faint of heart. It's vulgar and violent, like any good post-apocalypse should be.
Mm-hmm. A good mature book for our mature readers. Pretty bloody, and a good opening scene of we gotta get out of here. You know, that good, exciting. You know, really hooks you in.
Really well paced.
Yes.
Who's the writer on that?
I don't know.
Not too sure.
Steve Scroce.
Scroce.
Don't know him. And this is the variant right there.
Does good stuff though. It was pretty awesome. Another excellent King in Black tie-in. They've been knocking it out the park. Symbiote Spider-Man's up right next. Okay, cool. Symbiote Spider-Man, very gnarly. It's a prelude. Okay, so if you read the first issue, this is issue number 2. The first issue is shortly after Secret Wars, where Pete gets his black symbiote suit and stuff like that, and then you got Kang the Conqueror kidnapping Uatu the Watcher, and it's just awesome stuff. His power overloads Kang's spaceship that blow up, floating into space. That's all the first issue. I haven't given you anything on the second issue yet.
The first issue is also the reintroduction of Mr. E.
Oh,
Yeah.
God, I forgot to mention.
All of those crossover, like all of those Mr.
All
E.
of this shadowy symbiote.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
They're,
shadowy.
they're all
characters.
like spiking in value right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And what I can gather now is Mr. E is Null's avatar stretching across the cosmos, trying to, lay the groundwork to do his bidding. Also, Ned Leeds is in this one.
Yep.
So,
Well, Mr. E infects Ned Leeds,
yes, he
All right,
does.
no more spoilers.
and stuff happens.
Stuff.
Great stuff, man.
It was really good.
It's-
I'm really enjoying the whole King in Black series,
Mhm.
which is rare for me and a crossover.
Who's the architect for the whole Men in Black? Is that Cates?
Yeah,
Or
yeah, it's Donny
is
Cates,
doing
yeah.
all- He's
Yep.
the architect. Right now.
Yep.
Donnie.
No, you can't say that anymore. I'm going to mess it up every time he's coming to my job next month.
Yes,
Is he?
That's why
Yeah.
we're doing
That
this.
is so
Cates and
awesome.
Stegman. Oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to be telling people. Yeah, Donny Cates and Stegman. I mean, like, I'm sure they can release it at some
What
point.
is he?
Yeah.
Cates and Stegman are coming. Man, and I've got to meet some cool people this week. But we're going to move along, chugging along down the tracks here. We got Tails?
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers number 2. The second in that run, didn't realize I grabbed that until now. Check it out. Everyone loves Mighty Morphin. Well, this is just Power Rangers, right?
This is just Power Rangers, yes.
They're not Mighty Morphin quite yet.
They're half as good.
But the artwork's still pretty cool. I did thumb through that when I was bagging it up. So, and I thought I put it back. To be honest with you, but it looks like I didn't. So please, Power Rangers number 2, second one in the story. It's the first appearance of a Ranger.
No, it is not.
Statistically, the odds are it's a first appearance of a Ranger. It's only the second one in the
Ranger.
issue.
Gotcha.
This next one, I feel, Paul, like you would have read this.
I did read it.
Tell me about Red Xmas.
It's a Christmas book.
It is a Christmas book.
It
Nice.
looks depressing and kind of creepy, and there's like a big eyeball. So I was like, "That's Paul."
It's slightly depressing. There are somber tones to it. Santa Claus needs his joy. And this, did you read it?
No, I didn't. I didn't know we had
The
it.
story focuses on 2 different things. There's Santa Claus, who kind of doesn't like being Santa Claus, and he's kind of depressed, and his elf is got a tablet trying to make sure track his joy and make sure that he's happy. And then there's this FBI agent and her son, and her husband went missing or left or something, but the kid's like, I asked Santa to bring daddy back. And his mom is weird. She like reads in like crime statistics for bedtime stories. But her mom's like, no, your dad's not coming back. And I don't know,
Oof.
Santa. And like, it's just an amalgam of just bad stuff and bad stuff and bad stuff.
Yeah, that does sound kind of sad, man.
It's funny.
Dark,
It's funny. Yeah, it's
kind of dark humor. Yeah, okay. I dig that too.
Well, I mean, I do laugh at other people's misery. But
Yeah. Oh boy.
it's just a fun.
Schadenfreude.
Again, it's
You don't got to tell me that. I already know you like
it's for the mature readers.
True that.
Scout has been doing some really good mature reader books.
Um,
All right, next up.
Rorschach.
Rorschach, number 3.
Number 3.
Rorschach, number 3.
There's the variant down here.
Continues on, written by the champ, Tom King. He's written a lot of cool stuff for, Batman and... I'm drawing a blank on the rest, but I'm sorry, Mr. King. 1 second.
Which now you've insulted both Kings.
Yeah.
Like Stephen King and Tom King will not be.
And Tom King knows because he used to work for the FBI.
Oh man,
We're bugged.
I thought that was a rumor.
No.
I didn't think that was real.
For
He
CIA.
wants you to think.
CIA.
That's true too. Oh man, he's throwing me curveballs. So after Rorschach, we got Savage Avengers.
No.
Sam and his talking gun.
Oh,
Salmon
Salmon
is
is Talking
Talking Gun.
Another number 1. Super excited for.
From Scout. Another. I mean, this is less adult, but it is just violence. Like it's just nonstop violence. The whole thing is a shootout with a little bit of a flashback. Really good artwork. Really well paced. Really.
Yep.
You're probably wondering why there's a talking gun.
It's like a combination between like John Wick and Happy.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Essentially,
Yeah.
that's a
Wow.
good.
Yeah, that was a good one. Kudos.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hats off.
Well, my job's done then.
No.
Take the wheel there.
Yeah, another number 1 from Scout. It's people have been waiting for it to come out. I think we only have like 3 left out of 10. So
It's been going fast.
Yeah.
So pick that one up now before I do, because I plan on picking that up. I read most of it yesterday.
Yeah.
You're so right about that description. That was spot on. Spot on.
Happy, written by Grant Morrison.
Oh, no kidding, huh?
Hey.
Right next to that, Walking Dead Deluxe.
Walking Dead and Color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it's just a retelling of the story, but in full.
It's not a retelling.
I mean,
It's a colorized version of the original.
mhm.
That's all it is. It's not a retelling. It's not a reboot.
And it's almost exactly. I mean, it is exactly like it, but it's cool to see it in color. Now you got Rick and Glenn going through Georgia looking for stuff, supplies and such, and survivors. So it's cool because I just rewatched The Walking Dead. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. Just rewatched, so it's cool to reread it too and be like, I remember parts of this in the show too, because only parts of it were in the show.
Yeah.
So we got The Walking Dead, and right next to it we have Savage Avengers 16, and the variant for it. A lot of cool characters in that, good chunk of the New Mutants, and then they're teaming up with Juggernaut. Teaming up with Juggernaut.
He's an anti-hero now.
Oh yeah, and a cool one at that too. I'm loving that new Juggernaut run. That one's awesome too. But anyway, we'll stick on Savage Avengers for now. But yeah, and then boom, it's a Black Knight week. Black Knight is also in.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
He's got a
That's cool.
sword, stabby thing. That's Savage Avengers.
Savage, man.
That's my synopsis of Savage Avengers.
Savage
Is it as good as Roses?
Yeah, spot on, boss. You got it, dude.
He was also in the symbiote Spider-Man, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention
Yeah.
that. Ooh, yeah, that's a big reason to catch
Yeah.
this week's symbiote Spider-Man too.
Very sword-oriented.
Very sword oriented and
And if you are familiar with the Null character, you'll understand why a sword is important.
super duper important. Super duper important. But yeah, Savage Avengers 16. A lot of cool characters in that one. Romping good read. Next to that, I've read a synopsis about this second coming book, but after reading the synopsis,
Just
I'm
in time for Christmas.
super stoked to read it and crack into it. I'm gonna buy it. Well, I won't read it. I want to read it tonight. But so yeah, the second coming, as the title kind of implies, has a little bit to do with Jesus and his roommate, who is like a super being as well, reminiscent of a Star Brand type character.
Or Superman, perhaps.
Superman, yeah, from an alien planet with supercharged powers, living amongst the humans. And who does he room up with? JC himself. So check that out. It seems pretty interesting. I'm super stoked to read it.
This is the second volume of it. The first series of it came out a few years ago. They actually had a hard time getting this series published. It went from publisher to publisher because of people not wanting to publish a dark, mature book about Jesus.
I can understand the stigma, but it's really like
You
to
would
me.
think the Bible is kind of dark and mature, and
Yes.
Real.
just saying.
I read the parts of the first volume.
Mhm.
I liked it. Well, I wanted to pick it up because it was written by Mark Russell, who did some of these like
Mhm.
Hanna-Barbera reboots,
Right.
Oh,
like Flintstones and
Mhm.
Snappy
Yeah,
like when that came out a couple years ago, which we
Mhm.
have one that we're gonna look at later, just because I thought it was weird,
Yes.
like a modern interpretation. I liked it. Pretty blasphemous.
Yeah. Just in
But-
time for Christmas.
A really interesting twist.
I think that's why a lot of publishers were probably afraid to
Yeah,
pick it up.
I
They're
think
like, ooh, the
It was
crowd.
supposed to be released through DC at one point, like 2 years ago,
Oh, snap.
and then or might have been Vertigo, and Vertigo collapsed. But it was supposed to come out through DC at some point. All right, what's next?
After
Seven to Eternity.
7 to 8.
Still haven't read it,
Yeah.
but it's Rick Remender.
There's something I am reading right now that's written by Rick Remender, and I can't remember. We probably brought it up.
Rick Remender.
Dang it! I stole an opportunity for a joke. That was awesome. Kudos. Yeah, but he's killing it on that one too. So I was stoked to read 7 to Eternity, and that was definitely on my list for this week. But like, you did not.
Yeah, well, I got to get caught up with the trades.
I'm liking those style of covers though. I have seen
Mhm.
like homages to this style of cover in a couple completely different publishers and different comics. But I like that looks, you know.
Gorgeous covers every month.
He's doing Deadly Class. Are you reading Deadly Class?
No, it's definitely something else.
Oh.
Deadly Class is very good though.
I'll remember.
You can pick up the first volume for $10.
There you go. I'll remember and bring it up randomly next week out of nowhere and out of context. Next to that, for $4, we have a new #1
From Scout.
from Scout, man. Killing it with them.
Are we allowed to say the title?
Shoot show.
Well, I don't know.
Seven
How do you
to
pronounce?
Eternity?
How do you pronounce the asterisk?
Asterisk Show.
Yeah. I mean, is it
Asterisk show.
representative of another character?
You know, it's hard to say.
It is.
It's so good. Like, it's Scout doing their dark, mature, comedic take on superheroes. It's kind of like if again if the Justice League was defeated and Superman got super depressed and became an alcoholic,
Drank heavy.
and then the surviving members started a circus.
Yeah. And that's because that's all they got left. I mean, the apocalypse came and went. They're still hanging around and just drinking their issues away.
Yes,
Um,
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
it's-
And that is the regular one. There is also a special edition that is a flip book. You read the first issue, you turn it around, flip it over, and there's a short Christmas story in there. Santa Claus is in it. It's awesome.
good bonus story there.
That's cool.
Available for $15.
Yeah, I mean, again, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's good. I hope they keep running with that story. Stories like that have been becoming like pretty popular, like with characters like Ernie Ray Clementine from Scumbag, where they're just kind of. Well, I guess he hasn't fallen from grace. He was always kind of a dirtbag.
I finally read that first issue. I haven't read the second.
How'd you feel about that first issue?
I really liked it. Not for everybody.
Yeah, definitely not for everyone.
It's I don't even know if they could make an HBO show out of that.
Definitely struck a gross chord. Not for the weakest stomach. Only shoot show up there.
All right. You can say it. I mean,
I'll be.
we're not censored here.
I curse like a toddler anyway. I'm always saying flip and
you wanna
shoot.
Put that one next to it
Oh yes, sir.
if that's an empty spot.
I like move them down. If you want.
Just scoot them down, like oh, bang bang. Oh. I got you here, Bell. Pew. And lock. Sweet. All right.
All right, we're back up here with Star Wars Darth Vader.
Ooh, this is number 8.
Yes.
After Vader takes a punishment from the Emperor, he's trying to dig up some dirt on the guy, goes deep into the crevices of Mustafar. And that's as far as I got with that one. So, but the artwork's amazing.
Is it Is it pronounced that way in
What, Mustafar?
the way he said it specifically?
I was trying to give it some
enunciation?
character
Okay.
and some
No, it was great.
like
good, it was
almost
I
like
was just wondering if that's how I have to read it.
to
in my head.
Mustafa. Yeah, I hope you
Okay.
hear it in my voice every time you hear
I'm
it.
going to.
It's like the Emperor was just there.
That's what I was going for that.
When I watch Clone Wars, that's what I'm going to hear.
Yes, sir.
Next up is Stillwater. Chip Zdarsky, one of the currently best writers around. His Daredevil run is fantastic.
Amazing.
Haven't read this yet. Again, this is one of those stories I'm going to read in a trade.
Mm-hmm. I was kind of feeling the same way after reading the second one we aired a couple weeks back. It's stretched. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
A lot can be done in one page, one panel. I haven't read this one yet, so probably the same. But I like it. It looks good. Chip Zdarsky can stretch a story out and still make it kind of thrilling. Daredevil does rock, though. So next, we are going from Stillwater to Superman 28. This is actually the last issue Ryan Michael Bendis is going to write.
Do we know who's taking over for him yet?
Not quite yet.
So we're going to do 2 months of Future State, and then we'll find out.
Mm-hmm. Then we'll know for sure. But yeah, Superman 28.
And then we got a variant right here.
Kind of close-up shot. Almost like reminiscent of Alex Ross's timeless stuff he's been doing recently. But I'm definitely not Alex Ross.
All right. Next up.
Philip Kennedy Johnson is going to be the new Superman.
Oh.
Writer. No, he's not going to be the new Superman.
He might do a self-insert.
He wrote himself
Never
into
know.
that one.
It looks like we have the King in Black symbiote Spider-Man variant there. It's not ahead of
For some reason.
I must have been out of whack.
Yeah.
All right. So there's the variant then.
Good little variant symbiote Spidey.
And so
$4.
then skipping over that, there's Taskmaster number 2.
Oh my goodness. So far, so awesome. Taskmaster number 2 comes after, of course, number 1. Taskmaster, if you've read number 1, he's been framed for a high profile murder, and now he's on the run trying to clear his name, kind of. And this week he bumps into fans stinking favorite Phil Coulson, Agent Phil Coulson. Super stoked to see him in the books, and he's doing the dang thing. So now he's got to copy Phil Coulson in his skills, and good read. I'm super stoked about Taskmaster. Really, a lot of quips in there, almost Deadpoolish. So good stuff. If you're
is Hyperion still blind? Like, is that still part of continuity?
I'm not. I don't know.
Not too sure.
Okay.
Not
Is he
sure.
in that issue?
He's on the cover.
Yeah, he's on the cover for sure, but he did not.
Devin would like the shit show flip book,
Nice.
so if you'll give that to me, I will put it aside for our
It's
good
down there,
friend.
remember? That's.
You're right.
That's the one right there. Thank you, Devin. Appreciate you, sir.
Devin is well on the way to getting his Dark Side comic t-shirt.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that, Devin.
$50 and you're getting some apparel. All right, well, moving along here. After Taskmaster, we got
Teen Titans.
Endless Winter, Teen
Endless Winter.
Titans, number 1.
I don't think I've read any Teen Titans in a long time, and so there were newer Teen Titans in there that I'm unfamiliar with, and it was good. It was enjoyable, lighthearted. It was definitely a fun version, a fun aspect of the Endless Winter story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wasn't either familiar with all these new names like Crush and Roundhouse, and like
Crush.
I wasn't familiar with
No
it.
Crush.
It was cool, like getting caught up and stuff like that. So Teen Titans number 1 was pretty good. That Endless Winter run, and then cool little bop, little throwdown between Black Adam and what's his name, King Frost.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that alone definitely worth checking out. Pick it up.
And then we've got some Walking Dead variants.
How'd we do that?
You know what this is? This is a shit show.
This is a shit.
Well, I just like
Welcome.
I like the consistency that he doesn't know the alphabet.
I'm working on it. I say it like 6 times a day now.
We're gonna it's gonna be a re-relegation of duties.
Yeah.
Pre-show, it's all good.
So yeah, there are 2 of the Walking Dead
That variant
deluxe
looks amazing.
variants.
So cool.
Which one?
That one, yeah.
The winter one with his
It reminds me of like an old Bond poster. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I can feel
Oh, okay.
that. I feel that completely.
You're expecting a different
Moving on,
answer?
moving on.
All right. So next is We Only Find Them When They're Dead, number 4.
4.
Very good.
It's been super cool. It's done by Boom.
Yes.
Boom. So if you're not familiar with the concept, it's these people that have colonized space, basically drawing resources from these giant dead gods.
It's basically in Guardians of the Galaxy where they mine for resources from dead Celestials.
Which
It's
is
basically that,
awesome.
except not in the Marvel universe. And I don't want to say dark, but it's like it's got depth.
For sure.
Yeah.
And almost most literally dark. Like every
It is.
panel is super duper dark.
If I had a
It's
single
space, so-
complaint about it, it is that it's like visually grim. It's like when I watched the first Batman Michael Keaton movie on a triple copied VHS, and I couldn't see anything.
Saw some teeth in the whites of the eyes
You
sometimes.
saw the yellow bat
So-
logo, and like that was it.
But yes, we only find that really appreciate that run. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be when the trade hits, it's gonna be a better read because these issues go by so quickly.
Mhm.
They just zoom by. You can read one in like 10 minutes, and then as a trade, as a complete story, it's gonna be. Although this is book 1, so I don't know how many books
They're planning on
he
doing.
plans on writing. Yeah, and that's Tinian.
That is Tinian. There's tons of different angles you can take. You can take like another space colony from the other side of the cosmos and throw that in there, and they have wacky things. So there's tons of cool directions this story can take.
Yeah.
So pick up the first run because you're not going to regret
And
it.
this was definitely an issue where something happens. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
They did that. And it was very cool.
Cool
Wait,
stuff.
can we get another take? The camera missed that. What was your reaction?
No.
What?
That was pretty
Got it,
animated.
got it.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, two more new issues.
Wolverine. All right, Wolverine, Red, Black, and Blood. This is a compilation. There's 3 stories slapped together with some really cool characters. The first story, you got Sabretooth. Second story, I haven't seen him since like the mid '90s. Arcade. You guys remember Arcade? I hadn't seen him in forever. And so I was stoked to see him in that. And if you're not familiar with the Red, Black, and Blood, it's in black and white, except for all that good gore,
Just like the Batman Black and White that was from the 90s, or not 90s, from about 10 years ago, and then they just relaunched that again. DC has also been doing the black, white, and pink, I think, for Harley digitally.
Oh, yes.
So black and white art is always stunning.
And what they're doing with Wolverine, I'm not going to tell you who's in the third, but it's definitely worth picking up for that third story because it's going to blow your mind. It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Is it Wolverine?
Oh, yes. But someone just as cool and exciting. Next one, X-Force 15. We got X-Force 15 right here, written by Jonathan Hickman.
It's down there, not up here.
Yeah. There we go. Written by Jonathan Hickman. Omega Red has a big secret, and other than that, X-Force is busy interrogating one of their own, and the secrets they find from him or her are mind-blowing. You should pick it up. It's going to be awesome. It's really
That
good.
was like a Batman impersonation.
I was doing good. Kind of
Or it was like a Michael, maybe like Christian Bale Batman.
closer to a Bale.
Yeah.
That's what I was aiming for. Always aim for Bale. But that is
That's the new releases, right?
the new
Yep.
releases for this week.
We, as far as trade paperbacks go, not a big week, but we do have the first in the ongoing Ed Brubaker standalone. Why am I blanking? He's doing a series of hardcover trade paperbacks, all
Original graphic novel.
that's what I was. Yes, original graphic novels. They're not going to be interconnected, as far as I know. They're all going to be standalone stories being published through Image. I think he's trying to do 2 a year, and this is the first of those. And then we have the most recent Junji Ito manga. If you are familiar with Junji Ito, you are familiar with his horrifically beautiful artwork. This is his first foray into science fiction, but it is just glancing through it, it's still pretty gross in all the best ways. And that is it for all of the new releases we have this week.
All right.
All that good stuff.
Ruben, show them the shirt that they're gonna win if they spend $50 or more.
Actually, hold on. I forgot about one thing. One thing. That was a secret surprise.
Oh yeah, the secret.
I don't even know about this one.
Solid Blood number 17. This came from an alternate universe where Robert Kirkman started writing the series, and for some reason, issue number 17 showed up in an Image warehouse. That is the official story. We only got a couple of these. This is the only one we have available. That is going for $30. If you can find it cheaper on eBay, good luck.
Good luck.
Yeah, we only got our numbers on those were based on
the orders for Robert Kirkman's Firepower, which nobody's really buying, so we don't order a lot.
Which is kind of a bummer because Firepower is awesome.
Well, talk it up, and
I
maybe more people will buy it.
I try.
So this is the only copy we have in the shop.
Okay.
We can keep pushing it till it falls.
No.
Buzz around the CGC for that book too. I've only heard it mentioned. It wasn't 100% sure why, but now that I know,
That is the official reason, story that Robert posted a video on YouTube or somewhere.
snap, man.
Yeah.
Says $30, huh?
It must be nice to be an executive at your own company.
Right. Have all the good stuff.
All right.
I also just want to remind you that if you spend more than $50 on tonight's live show, you get a team member shirt of the dark side. Be one of us. You just got to let us know what size you wear so we don't send you an undersized one. More than $50, you will be winning that shirt. Keep it right here. Just
Okay.
All right. Off to the side here, we've got our first batch of back issues. This, in about a month from now, we'll be watching Books Fall Down. WandaVision. This is the complete 1 through 6 original Vision and the Scarlet Witch miniseries. All 6 issues in very good condition. Those are going for $25 for all 6 of them. Right underneath it, we've got Marvel Team-Up, Spider-Man with Scarlet Witch. Next to it, Spider-Man and the Vision. So, keeping them together. Those are $4 each. Back up top, Ultimate Spider-Man number 20. Number 2. For $20.
We just found that today in the back.
Just found it today. It's in very good condition except for a little crease right here.
is that another Brian Michael Bendis? Or
It is.
yes. Oh man.
I feel like that just came out like 5 years ago.
It's 'cause we're old.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't it? Though?
You have
Really
a poor
does.
sense of time.
Oh, these guys. Roger Doctor. Sorry.
Next to that, we've got Alpha Flight number 1 for $11. Only going to go up in price with all of the stuff coming out of Marvel Studios. Underneath it, Masters of the Universe number 4 for $5 through Marvel. This is before the DC got a hold of the Masters and started doing crossovers. Next to that, Mighty Thor number 5. I grabbed that one simply because of the awesome Beta Ray Bill cover. You can't go wrong with Beta Ray. Next to him, you've got Throg. Second appearance of Throg.
Nice.
A personal favorite.
Yes. And you just having those Walt Simonson covers is just those are
We found the
frameable.
first appearance of Frog Thor today as well, didn't we?
We did not.
Oh, we did.
No, that was a false alarm. Above the Mighty Thor, we've got the Master of Kung Fu, Death Boat.
Oh, that's it.
That's it.
Death Boat.
That's the whole reason I chose that one.
Death
Boat.
Dalton's grabbing the miniseries,
Oh, excellent.
Oh, good call.
and he's halfway to a T-shirt.
Ooh, he is. You want to toss this to Brian?
Now it's a race.
No, Devin commented that he doesn't wear shirts, so
Oh,
All right.
it's a bum me out, I guess.
Nah, man. I get it. I like to go shirtless too,
I
man.
think that's an inside joke
Uh,
between me and Devin, but and maybe another person who wanted to see Devin on a dark side calendar.
Oh,
But yeah.
First person to spend $100 this week. It's a dark side calendar.
with
Hit up
just Devin.
calendar.
With just Devin.
Spend that money.
I love that mirror.
Next to the death boat, we've got Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 92, and I chose this one because under this little price there is Black Cat. I thought it'd be fun teaming her up with a symbiote Spider-Man with the King in Black story going on.
It's like some issues of both of those came out.
I know.
Today.
It's like
It's cool, right?
I had some sort of planning. Next to that, we've got Spider-Man team up with Daredevil, $4. And underneath that, we have the wonderful amalgam DC, Marvel, Amazon Wonder Woman, which is Storm and Wonder Woman put together in one. Good times. Good times. And that is only $3.
I love the amalgam box.
They're fun.
Right back over here, we got some
What do we put up over here?
more back issues. We got the Flash on yonder for $3. Right next to that, we have more Flash
More Flash.
for another $3. Star Wars, as you can imagine, are taking off as far in the comic book world. Any Marvel, any Dark Horse, Star Wars, you guys got.
Oh my god, yeah, like it's just crazy. Like everybody's like, which is the first appearance of Ahsoka Tano?
Everything. I actually got to ask for an issue with Cara Dune, and I was like, I don't know what that.
She's never been in it.
Yeah, I was like, that doesn't
She's-
exist. I was like,
yeah.
you should know that. Come
Not
on.
yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Not yet. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets rolled.
This one right here, number 60, is the first appearance of multiple Rogue Squadron pilots. So
And now there's a Rogue Squadron TV show coming out, so
yes, was it the TV show or the movie?
I don't remember. Because there's two like
There's two
X-Wing
Rogue
shows,
ones,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so
Like the Bad Bunch and like something else.
like basically like you're not going to be watching any TV except what's on Disney Plus in the in the near future.
As long as it's good.
And you do understand the symbiotic relationship between those TV shows, those movies, and these comic books. The value is just going to go through the roof. So it's important to get on the ground floor with some of these guys. The Star Wars, I mean, the cheaper you can buy low. Buy low now. That's the name of the game. Next year, it's going to be, just spend $100 on a book like that. So to keep it moving.
The next thing over here, this is from I chose this simply because I came across it and I'm like, I miss the CrossGen universe. It wasn't everybody's favorite, but
Not everyone.
man, I had good times with those books. Did you ever read any of them?
No.
Sigil was their sci-fi version.
To be fair, at the time there were like 6 new universes
Yeah.
all coming out, and I was in college and poor, so yeah, I had to pick and
Yes.
choose.
CrossGen was based out of Tampa, which being down in Venice was really cool. We always planned on taking a tour, but we never did.
Scout Comics is in Fort Myers.
They
We can
are.
go take a tour.
We should take a
there.
tour
Yeah,
with
you
them.
want to go take a tour in Scout?
Yes.
That'd be excellent.
We'll wait for them to send us an engraved invitation.
Okay. I'll send
After
an
they
email.
see tonight's episode, it's a given. They're gonna. No.
Too bad we're not allowed at NASA.
Dang it. Outer space scares me to death anyway.
We weren't going to space.
Dude, that's how they round you up. They trick you into doing stuff like that. You ever seen the movie? Come on.
The next one.
Yes.
Just in time for Christmas. We've got Marvel Comics Presents Pope John Paul II. Issue number 1. There's only one issue.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There was no sequel.
Felt it was fitting since Second Coming came out tonight. Give you a little more of
Yeah.
that religious
We've got the
boost.
completely blasphemous book, and then we've got
Save 10% if you buy both.
whoa,
Mm-hmm.
that's a deal.
Executive decision.
Yes.
Dalton wants both those Star Wars.
Good call, Mr.
He's a
Dalton.
smart man.
Someone might be aiming towards a shirt.
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
that's what he's
Yeah.
done for. And then if you spend more than $100, you get this guest spot as Ruben on the live show. How's that sound? Huh? Spend $100, pretend to be me.
Actually, yeah, do that. Do that.
Should we allow people to buy guest spots on the show?
Yeah.
Is that you think that would be
Shoot.
somehow unethical or something?
I mean, like, I was kind of joking, but like, if it works,
like jumbotrons or something.
Yeah.
oh my god, cool shout out.
Next up, we've got a couple. I can never say his name correctly. Sergio Aragon classics. There's the Space Circus, and then destroys the DC universe. For those who don't know who he is probably the most legendary Mad Magazine comic artist. We also have another cover from him over in our Christmas collection this evening as well, which is what sparked my interest in putting these up.
I loved all the little drawings that he did in between the panels.
Yeah.
Like that was just,
it
added so much to those magazines.
Those originated from monks.
Really?
And there's a name for them, and I forget what it is.
Just those little
Doodles.
Yeah,
doodles the
ones they
stuck
write in
between.
the
See, I wouldn't have had no idea what you were talking about, but I saw one earlier today.
and they would transfer when they manuscribe the Bibles.
When they would transcribe, because a lot of them, like, they didn't get paid or it was under really poor conditions and stuff like that. So in these tiny little acts of rebellion, they would do like
That's
symbols and things like that.
Some of them are quite rude.
Or like the very fancy calligraphy, like when it's like the first letter and stuff like that. Like there would be tiny little anatomical models
Yes,
hidden in a lot of those.
Pretty
history
cool.
is fun.
Very cool. Very cool. That's where it all originated from. Huh?
Yeah.
What are these?
Constantine over there,
Is that what you did? I don't know what you pulled. So
After Dark.
Yeah, Constantine After Dark for $3 right here.
Here,
Nope. Way down yonder. It's flipped on this end. The way I'm looking at it. I'm sorry for that.
he doesn't know how
confusion.
mirrors work either.
Yeah, it really gets to me
He has
sometimes.
lots of talent.
Mirrors,
Like, I feel like we don't
Batteries.
put that across.
That's true.
magnets. Don't know how those work.
I don't think anybody knows how magnets work.
Right next to that, you got Captain Atom for $3. I really liked the cover because it reminded me of a more recent Captain Marvel cover where she's pretty much in the same pose.
Mhm.
So I picked it up because I was just looking at that earlier today. Right next to that, Flash.
Another Flash.
Huh?
It's the third Flash.
Yeah, we had a lot of Flash today. There's a lot of stuff going on in Flash's life that I wanted to just display him more.
That's very fair.
Yeah. Next is Batman, the very first issue in the Mud Pack story arc. And that was actually one of the first stories. I think it's a 4-comic run that I had read of Batman's, believe it or not.
That's a Clayface story, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which Clayface is it?
Ooh, but I cannot recall for the life of me. But I think it's OG Clayface, right?
Could be.
I'm almost positive it's OG Clayface.
I'm not like I love Clayface, but I'm not familiar with the different eras of the different Clayfaces.
Yeah, and that was my firsty first. So like that was pretty much my reference point for Clayface for up into my 30s, and here I am now, OG Clayface. What do we get next?
That's
Oh,
like an Action
Comics. Booster Gold taking on the Man of Steel himself. So I really like that cover because Superman's just getting the snot beat out of him on that one. That one we got for $4.
$4. And can we just talk about Booster Gold here for a second? Because he didn't have any real power. Like he was just like an athlete, and he stole a flight ring, and then he had like a force shield, and then he had the robot that was really cool, the little drone robot.
Okay,
Yeah, I forgot about it.
And like, why is he still around? Why, like his flight suit or his ring must have been broken a dozen times. Like once he loses those gadgets, he's just like
Just another dude.
Yeah.
like a failed athlete.
For the most part.
Was he a failed athlete? I think he was a superstar athlete.
Maybe he was, and then he like got caught gambling or something.
Right.
Future
So
gambling.
Pete Rose.
Yeah.
Pete Rose.
I don't know.
I've enjoyed when I read him, but I never fell in love with him.
Same here, but I always did see him as kind of like an average Joe that got lucky. I saw a lot of myself in him because I'm like one of the luckiest people on the planet.
I mean, he was always great with the Blue Beetle. Like, that was a great team up, but on his own, I don't know. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, moving on. Funny crossovers that I really enjoyed, other than Booster Gold lumping up Superman. Lex Luthor and Porky Pig. I saw that. And I was like, this has to come to our live show. We got Lex and we got Porky Pig, a real realistic drawing of the Porkster himself.
Yeah, it was actually cover art by Ben Oliver.
Ben Oliver?
He's done a ton of stuff like that. Some favorites of mine, like The Authority and things like that. He also did a lot of Ultimate X-Men stuff, which I've read way too much of. But when they did like the Hanna-Barbera Looney Tunes stuff a couple years ago, he did a lot of those covers.
Nice.
Where it's just like the animal characters like completely anthropomorphized.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's what I liked about this too. I'm definitely gonna probably dig around even next week. So expect maybe another one.
The Batman Elmer Fudd one.
Oh
is really
man, I can get my hands on that. It's coming on this show.
The one that was basically the southern one where it was actually like
You're talking about the Snagglepuss one?
Snagglepuss. That one was so good.
Yeah, that one wasn't one of the crossovers though. That was just like a reimagining of Snaggletooth. And yeah.
Was that Oliver too?
No. I don't
think so.
remember exactly, but that one was very good.
Right next to that,
the original Teen Titans.
Yes, the original Teen Titans taking over the new Teen Titans. Issue number 20 of the new Teen Titans. $4.
$4.
It'd be a good addition to the Teen Titans that came out today. We got such a massive grouping of new and old. Boom, you got your new and old right there. Of an even older story.
That's exactly why I grabbed it. That's what I was thinking.
This man's brilliant. That's why they pay the big bucks, my dude. Next to that, for 4 bones, New Mutants.
Number 84.
84. Paul, was there any significant reason why you chose New Mutants number 84 for our back issue live sale today?
Didn't you choose that one?
No, I did not, sir. It got here, and I'm glad it did. New Mutants. You can't get enough of the New Mutants. You know us.
Now, you guys ready to move on to the Christmas specials?
Now we got a bunch of Christmas specials that Paul picked out for us this week, and they are awesome.
Not all of them are Christmas specials because I only had so many.
Starting at the very tippy top here, the Superstar Holiday Special from DC. 5 all-new stories.
That Superstar Holiday Special is the first time Frank Miller drew Batman for DC Comics.
Really awesome. Got it running for $30. Little piece of history right there.
You see it okay? If you want to see it close,
I'm going to bring it up.
Early Frank Miller. Look at Batman smiling there.
You can move it closer.
Early Frank Miller. Man's legendary. You might know him from his works in other Batman, maybe 300. Yeah, same Frank Miller. You'll enjoy that one. And right to the right, Batman number 309. The first day of Christmas will be the last day for someone on this cover. Check it out. For $15.
I'm guessing it's not going to be Batman.
We got 2.
And he's fighting Blockbuster.
So who's it gonna be? Find out for yourself. Spend the money to find out this holiday season. And then another special holiday issue, Batman 247 for $15.
And who's he fighting on there? Like
I'm not
holiday sweater guy.
Yeah.
Ugly Christmas sweater dude.
It's Christmas yuppie.
Yeah. Like just off the drawing, like I would buy that. I would be like, I agree with that. Yeah, he looks like a character that could be Christmas yuppie. Right next to that, for $4, the Punisher Red Xmas.
Yes, that is a one shot.
By Jimmy Palmiotti.
Is that mature?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
that is part
Well,
of
it's
the
Marvel Knights.
Marvel
It's
Knights,
not-
which is more of like a PG-15.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
not
somewhere
the
in between.
Max series.
It's not Max.
It's not Max now.
Well, that looks like it came out before Max.
They were about the same time, give or
Fine.
take.
And right next to that, you got the Marvel Holiday Special.
That is from 2007.
Big Christmas Hulk on the cover. Green Jolly Giant there.
I really like that.
Old Jade Jaws.
So I think that's supposed to be a pastiche of Norman Rockwell.
It's very Rockwellian. Not Sam Rockwell. The Norman Rockwell.
I mean, you can go much closer.
Whoa, what's coming right at you?
We're gonna get
You got
3D
those
cameras.
Superhero kids.
That's,
I always
Yeah,
love superhero.
that's gorgeous.
Kids. I mean, Scotty Young does them great, but
I like Scotty Young's work. I don't like how unferocious they look when they're Scotty Youngified. Right next to that, we got Batman for $44.
for $4.
For $4.
Not a holiday.
Not
Not a holiday.
Just filling in the gaps.
it's the first time he perches on a gargoyle.
No, it is.
Did you know that if they don't have faces, they're called grotesques?
I did.
Really? No.
Art history.
Is it often that gargoyles don't have faces?
Sure.
Well,
Well,
So
enough
they
that they're
have their own
named.
name.
they got their own name. Right down yonder. Christmas holiday Marvel Age.
Marvel Age. That is the Sergio Aragones cover that inspired me pulling the other two. If you're not familiar with Marvel Age, it is basically a behind-the-scenes newsletter from Marvel. There's no comic content inside. That was before websites.
Could give you
Yeah.
the
And you
inside.
bought it because there were only a few dozen comics per month, and so you were like, I need more content.
Right.
And so they were like, we'll just send you this comic full of words and no pictures, really.
It's the hubris.
I really enjoy the
I bought
cover because it's this kind of barbarian guy who destroyed a Christmas tree to cook a fire, to cook with, build a fire and cook with. And then behind him, you've got like very Peanuts-esque kids
Oh yeah, for
holding decorations
sure.
with the intentions of
For $3.
decorating the tree.
So you can see a little better. All those
Oh,
peanuts
they're crying. Oh,
looking
God.
characters.
Did you find any copies of The Last Christmas?
No.
Oh, that's one of the best Christmas stories. I mean, you should definitely try and find that.
I'll see what I can do.
Right next to that, for $4, is our Marvel 2-in-1, The Thing and the Puppet Master, and it's another good Xmas issue, special Xmas issue. Got a lot of things going on, Xmas things. Got the little drummer boy, Nutcracker. Somewhere in there, the Puppet Master,
Odd,
creepy looking polar bear.
because Ben Grimm,
Is Jewish.
famously Jewish.
Yeah, right. Huh.
Yes.
I didn't even. Put
Well,
two
maybe
and two
that's why
together.
they're attacking him.
Yeah, he's out there destroying Christmas. There.
Goyen.
There you go. One for the chosen.
One of my favorite comics that I do own is the Marvel 2-in-1, where it is the first official declaration that Ben Grimm is Jewish. That is a team up with Ghost Rider. That's why I own it. It's awesome.
You remember what number it is?
I should, but I don't.
Ben Grimm, Jewish.
Mhm.
Ghost Rider, Mennonite.
Nah.
Get out of here. Which Ghost Rider are you talking about? Are you making that up? Oh, okay. All right.
I read previews.
Next year, 2021, completely comes out of midnight. The Amazing Spider-Man, number 166. Pretty sure it's a lizard appearance. Now that I'm looking at the
Yes.
cover, it's a lizard appearance for $14.
What does that first bubble say?
Stop, man. I read the title.
read what the lizard is saying in a voice. And do it in
In a
lizard
voice.
If the lizard doesn't get you, you insect. There we go. That was my best lizard.
That's pretty good.
It was good, huh?
God, I love bubbles where they introduce themselves.
Oh,
So it's just like a massive text. I just
And
love it.
Stegron will. Yeah, that's what the. And me too.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm gonna do stuff.
Don't forget me. I'm here too.
Especially
I mean, people don't like on modern covers. Like having any kind of dialogue is very rare, and it's been that way for a while. But
all those.
back then, it was
Yeah.
they had to like draw you into the story. Like, here's
So
what's
much-
happening.
It-
So much exposition.
Explaining themselves, most of the content that's in the book. Right next to that, we got one of our trades, The Zombie Christmas Carol by Marvel. I've never read that. What's that about?
It's a Christmas Carol
Like
with
a
zombies.
straight up Christmas Carol? Like, do they steal from?
If you note the credited author is Charles Dickens.
No way.
And that is from our $5 trade paperbacks. So we've got a couple copies left before we sell them. $5 for a hardcover of Marvel Zombies Christmas Carol.
That would be a perfect Christmas gift.
It
Perfect.
would.
That or any of our other $5 trade paperbacks.
Indeed. That is the last of our Christmas books.
This week.
This week.
Mhm.
Next up is another Marvel team up, Spider-Man with Man-Thing, and I put him over there because he looks like a Christmas tree.
That's an excellent cover, man. I love all the Man-Thing covers I've seen the past couple weeks.
Did you know that the guy that created Swamp Thing and the guy that created Man Thing, they were roommates?
I did know that.
I had no
And
idea.
they debuted within about a month of each other.
Yeah.
Dang.
They kicked out the guy who made Swamp Man.
No, Rose, you can't do fake news.
I know, I'm
We're giving
trying.
all the facts here.
I was just gloating how like you guys teach me so much. You guys are great.
Well, the key is don't
Instructors.
listen to Rose.
That's right.
It's fair.
It's like a good 50-50. You got good stuff to say sometimes. Huh?
Well, like now you have to question whether or not what she was telling you about the monks.
Can you
and all the
bring
little
that up? It's a little it's
scribbles
hard to
and
see
stuff
on
is
the-
true.
Carol.
No, the Man-Thing.
Bring it up.
Also, Dalton just earned himself a T-shirt
Yes.
because
yeah.
he would like that super special.
Excellent.
You get one of the super specials. Dalton, you have to tell us what size you are, and then
Some favorite colors.
some colors that you would appreciate.
We'll get you out a shirt. Thank you so much, Dalton. Appreciate you for sticking around this long too, pal.
And we do have that last book over there, which is another Batman non-holiday. But man, doesn't it look like an angel you just want to put on top of your Christmas tree?
It really does.
Imagine that as a Christmas tree topper then.
What is going on in that book?
You'll have to read to find out. There's no speech bubbles to tell you.
That's right.
And
But for $4, I mean,
It could be yours, and you can know the
And-
history.
and just so you know, this is number 443, and then we have 444 right after. So you can get two.
Back to backers.
All right.
And we're on.
Back to some more back issues. These are going to be a little more on the higher end. Right here, we've got Superman Man of Steel. This is the debut of Doomsday for $42. Maybe you've heard of him.
He killed somebody, didn't he?
I don't know if that was real or not.
I have a copy of that. I have an issue. I have that issue.
Of the Devil's
It's worth a lot of money.
Don't listen to Rose.
Roses.
I'm sorry.
Oh
I
no.
do own.
Nice.
Next door to that, we've got the Tomb of Dracula number 30 for $20. Blade makes an appearance in this one. Blade introduced in the Tomb of Dracula series, but this is not his introduction.
Do you know what appearance that is? Is that his second or third appearance, perhaps, or is it?
Number 30, this is going to be a little higher, probably 5th or 6th. Next door to that, Star Trek. Everybody loves Star Trek.
That's not how the song goes.
Oh, that's the way Bill Murray taught me. $19. This is issue number 40 from a company called Whitman. I'm not familiar with Whitman. I'm guessing they did an educational and licensed product.
No, they were along the lines of like Gold Key, and I think Gold Key might have turned into Whitman or something along those lines. And yeah, like the funny thing about that is that was written and drawn, or at least drawn by a company out of Italy, and they had not seen Star Trek at all.
Oh, that's
They
awesome.
had no idea what was going on, and so
That
they
makes
were
it
just,
so much better.
and the covers are amazing. Like the stories are just crazy, but it's yeah.
So they pretty much drew that sight unseen. Never even heard of Star Trek. Just read some things.
Next
There
up,
was no internet at that time.
Yeah,
You know,
I can imagine that.
they probably didn't get Marvel Age.
Yeah, for
Right.
sure. For sure.
the
Devin
Star
said
Trek age.
Marshall Ali is going to be Blade. Yes. And
Yes.
that is literally the only detail we know about Blade.
For real.
Yes.
That's it.
That is it.
It's being made by Marvel.
Got a
No-
good budget.
Did they even name a director?
There's nothing.
That's wild.
Yeah, not yet.
That
Trying to
is
remember in my brain if they announced the director.
wild. I really don't think so. I think
I'd say one, but
You're right about that, man.
That's fair.
After a night like tonight, I'm not gonna buy it.
Next up, we have Daredevil, the second appearance of Bullseye.
Bullseye, man.
Too late in the day.
Yeah.
Bullseye. Colin Farrell himself.
No.
Did you?
Did you guys hear her say that?
I've seen it like 15 times.
Okay,
Rose
so-
loves that movie.
Question for the audience and for the team: Ben Affleck, Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox.
Charlie Cox. Ben Affleck was terrible.
Okay,
Ben Affleck is terrible in everything.
Rose, I want to hear what you got to say.
Except for
Yeah. What?
except for Phantoms.
Phantoms, dog. That was my.
No, Ben Affleck is terrible. Ben Affleck was terrible as Batman.
He's good in Mallrats.
He's not going to come visit us.
He's
good
not
at
going
that,
to come visit us.
I want to
I don't
do
think
upset.
he would come to Sarasota.
But we might be upsetting
we're
like
too poor
Kevin
for him.
Smith.
Smith.
Jason
I almost
Mewes
said Kevin
came.
James.
Yes.
Yes.
Jason
What?
Mewes was
Yeah.
in the shop.
Just
Yeah.
a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Oh man,
I wasn't here, but
I think him and I would really get along. Like if I ever met him in person, like hey,
Probably.
one of those celebs.
Devin says Charlie Cox too.
Heck yeah, Charlie Cox.
possibly in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
That's
they're
what I've
talking
been
about he's
hearing.
going to be in Spider-Man 3, which is looking to be like an insanely awesome movie.
Yeah. Well, I've heard, like, I saw a thing saying that Sony wants it to be like Endgame.
No kidding.
Why not Into the Spider-Verse, which was amazing? I mean, that's
Like, they want their own Spider-Man Endgame movie.
It'd be super cool.
whatever, as long as they do it okay.
I'm not a fan of the new Spider-Man movies.
What?
You're weird.
He's
that's
too
all right.
tricked out. That's not the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah, though I can agree with that. We are just coming off the death, the cinematic death of Tony Stark. That's kind of the last of like the hyper high-tech armor being built because, you know, Bruce Banner's kind of backing down, kind of playing a background
Well,
role moving
Yeah,
forward.
Ironheart.
Oh, true. Riri. Riri's going to be a part of it pretty soon. Probably development of the whole Young
In like
Avengers.
5 years.
Yeah, you're right about that. That's another thing that bums me out about these rumors.
In the sequel, like he goes in the van and like he starts making his own stuff, and then
Well, he's a genius.
and,
Well,
and
yeah,
then
Spider-Man
Happy's,
Peter Parker is.
He knows how to
Happy's
use
looking at him
technology.
because he's also wearing the tinted glasses. He's like,
And listen
"Oh,
to
there's
AC/DC.
his protege."
Shed slow tear.
Rose has no heart.
Yeah, what is up with that?
She lies and she has no heart. I
There's
think I
three
have
more-
some Mephisto comics for you.
There's 3 more books to talk about.
Batman. This is, I believe, the first time that Jason Todd dresses up as Robin.
Really?
Maybe not dresses up, but the first time that he is Robin.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't know what he does in his spare time.
Is he a security officer of some sort? Jason Todd?
He was a kid.
What?
He was a kid.
He's the kid
Oh.
that stole Batman's tires
Oh,
and
true,
then
true.
maybe killed a guy in
Yeah.
last week's
Episode.
comic that we sold.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was thinking like his career in his later life, but I'm probably confusing him with
Well, he's
some-
Red
Red
Hood
Hood
now.
now.
Yeah, I know he's Red Hood, but like
I don't know where the security
somewhere
guard
in
came
between.
from.
I don't know either, bro. Maybe you gotta know it all.
I think maybe you just know somebody named Jason Todd in real life and like they work security.
You know,
at the
Brian
mall.
Olsen is a security guard. Brian works here.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I know, bro. Well, that's completely unrelated to you're just drawing
I'm just
connections.
trying to
I get what
string
you're saying.
these together. Stream of consciousness.
All right. Next up, we got another Marvel team 2-for-1. This time, the Thing teams up with Deathlock, another one of my favorite, not ever written well Marvel characters. Just because he's cool.
Yeah, he is.
That is going for $18. What's that last one over there? I can't read it from here.
We got Wonder Woman. 40.
Number 1, Perez.
The very first.
Still have one left. We've had a couple. We've got
George
one
Perez.
left. Again, great Christmas present, especially since 9 days from now, we're all going to be sitting down watching Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Oh, so stoked on that.
After presents, of course.
For some of us.
So they're releasing it on Christmas Day? Is that
Christmas Day.
and it's just free on HBO Max, correct?
Well, if you have HBO Max, yes.
Mhm.
Or you can see it in the theater.
Dalton would like that Superman. I believe.
Not the one out? Hang on, just
He actually just said he wants everything. So guess what, Dalton?
Dalton gets another T-shirt.
and that pushes you over the $100. Now you take Ruben's place in next week's live show. Good luck, Dalton.
We don't
Some
forget,
merch for you.
we have T-shirts. We got a lovely Batman. We have this particular one in large, medium, and small.
Love the retro
But
symbol.
if you can't see them back here, we've got these awesome McFarlane produced
Can you put
Batman and
closer to the
Superman.
camera, maybe? There we go.
Well,
Yeah, I'll hold
Superman's
one
gonna fly Batman over.
up. The Todd Father himself. Some McFarlane toys.
Yeah, it's those McFarlane. Now that McFarlane Toys has been doing DC figures, they're just awesome.
And of course, you want,
Finally, too. Like, the DC figures have been kind of shite
Yeah,
for a while.
of course, you want to keep them as collectibles. But if you have noticed, they have very many articulate parts and could make for a good game of toys, man. Just beating the snot out of them, you know.
yeah.
But you want to keep them hermetically sealed, you know.
And again, with McFarlane Toys, they've come a long way because back in the day, they were not articulate at all. They were statues with joints.
Mhm. I do have a guy coming in tomorrow who's bringing in a bunch of carded McFarlane figures from like the horror series and some of those other
Ooh,
ones.
I probably have all of them.
Yeah. So we'll have some new toys in hopefully tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah.
Neat. I'll have to do another horror handicap just to use them.
We'll have to save them for next Halloween.
It's Halloween every day.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Yes. We will be having a live show next week. Make
Can you
sure
show all three screens so we can see
Yeah.
them?
to tune in next week. We'll give you a
We'll
quick.
put this down there.
Certainly.
Yeah, we're not skipping out on the live shows. We're
Yeah.
gonna have one next week and the week after.
Every Wednesday. This is the routine. As long as we get at least 3 viewers, you know, hang out with us, pick up
We've got well, I count as one, I guess. So we have 3.
3. Awesome.
All right.
And
Hit our quota.
I'm satisfied. I'm happy just to be doing this and talking shop with you guys. Thank you for joining us and hanging out. We're going to peer over some of our stuff. Last chance to dance, fellas, if you want any of this stuff over here.
I can't believe that nobody bought the Zombies Christmas cards.
I know,
Blow my
$5.
mind.
$5 for a hardcover of. I mean, the artwork is just amazing. in it.
Probably gonna grab it. I know my kids will, or not my kids. You know, I know the kids will love it, so that would be rad. That would be rad.
We are going to try to find some more Christmas covers for next week. We'll see what we can do. What
Or
was
just
that one?
holiday. I mean, they don't have to
Holiday.
be Christmas. We could have like a
Holiday,
Kwanzaa cover or
Mhm.
Hanukkah cover
Yeah.
or whatever.
We
Pretty much
see
anything
what
with
we can
snow
find.
might do okay.
Right.
Snow, yeah.
Get a good reindeer somewhere in
We're
there.
gonna find Last Christmas. We have to dig that out.
That's what I was going to ask you.
And then, of course, you know, continuation of our new issues next week. I'm sure there's going to be tons of King of Black. I think King of Black 2 comes out next week. Endless Winter. Sure, it's going to fire at you nonstop from DC. Yeah.
I think he's broken.
Have a wonderful evening. If you don't join us next week, happy holidays.
Yes.
But they should join us anyway.
But please join us next week because we're going to be doing same time, same place, same cool comics, except not the same cool comics, different cool comics. Thanks. Good night.
Hold on. What am I doing?
Holding.
Do the final.
I'm doing the final. Just like, what is it doing? I did it.
Did it?
Hold on.
Look how long this is going. That's why I held my pose.
Oh,
It's like
I got
an
it. I got
episode
it.
of Police Squad.